Landslides, typhoons, tsunamis, we call them natural disasters, but the toll they take on the most vulnerable, especially children, is unnatural. The numbers of those killed, injured or made destitute is due mainly to a lack of preparedness and sometimes environmental mismanagement and corruption. Around 175 million children a year are already affected, and with climate change, numbers look set to increase. Children in a changing climate comes from two communities which are in the front line of climate change, and we hear from young people who are taking it upon themselves to reduce the risk. Here in the Philippines, school children are drilled for disaster. According to the Red Cross, the country is hit by an average of 21 typhoons a year. But most dreaded are the tropical storms that cause devastating landslides and flash floods. 16-year-old Alvin is one of only 374 survivors of a devastating landslide in 2006, which killed 1,126 people in Guinsagon village. At least 200 were children, killed when the school was engulfed. These storms could get more frequent and worse due to a changing climate.
Some of my students that living in the barangay Gisagon, they are crying, shouting for their mother. And me, after I saw the mountain, I ran as fast as I could. My relatives, my friends, my classmates over that, buried by that tragic event.
Alvin survived and believes many of his fellow students could have been saved if the community had been better prepared. He now teaches younger children how to minimise the risk. The kids are redrawing maps that pinpoint the places of greatest risk. It's called hazard mapping and is now as familiar a part of the curriculum as maths and science.
Our school is prone to landslide, flash flood, vehicular accident, and also earthquake.
Alvin also teaches how to monitor rainfall levels. If the gauge goes over the 650 mark, then flooding and landslides could occur.
The time of the measuring of this rain gauge is 8 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So when there is a very, very heavy rain, you will just measure it an hourly.
Okay, what do you think? Other problems?
17-year-old pupil Honey also wants to ensure the safety of school children in a future made less certain by climate change.
So this mountain here is a local mountain. And
like Alvin, Honey has become a disaster prevention mentor to the younger pupils at Santa Paz High School. Honey wants her classmates to know that her school is at risk from landslides, and that although there are ways to diminish the risk, the only real way to be safe is a move. Honey started a letter-writing campaign to persuade the local authorities they should act and relocate the school.
With that campaign letter, it really empowered us children, students, because we were given the chance to speak out and what we really want. I realized that even if we're just children or a student, our voice can also be heard by bigger or older persons.
For the children to have an effective voice, they need adult support. Here they are lucky to have a powerful ally with ex-governor of the state, Rosette Larias, who headed the state disaster team, backing their case. After months of consultation, the authorities decided to build a new school.
This was a very controversial area. Many of the parents didn't want to move them into this area.
For effective climate change and adaptation, the voices of children need to be heard.
I want that we, the children, the voice of the children will be heard.